So before we get started, guys, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be reviewing both films in this review. I'm going to start with Halloween first, and then I'm going to dive into Halloween 2. Cool? Let's slice into it. Rob Zombie's Halloween stars Scout Taylor Compton, Malcolm McDowell, Brad Dourif, Danielle Harris, and Tyler Mane. Some people, okay, scratch that. Most people, a lot of people say that the first act of this film is unnecessary and we learn way too much about young Michael Myers. I have to confess something to you guys. I never really got into the original Halloween series. I actually didn't get around to seeing the original series in full until after I saw this remake and its sequel. These two films were really my first impression of the Halloween series. I'm warning you guys, this is going to be controversial. I actually like the opening act of this film. Keep in mind, guys, this is coming from a guy that loves shows like Criminal Minds. Trying to understand a beast like Michael Myers is a huge undertaking, and I was down with it. I actually enjoy it. There, I said it. At this point, guys, let's face it. Sherry Moon Zombie is going to be in every one of Rob Zombie's films. It's just going to happen. In Rob Zombie's films, she's either a hit or a miss. And in this film, guys, I actually think she's a hit. She's not in the film too long, and she's actually pretty subdued. Can anybody really fill the shoes of Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis? Not really, not in my opinion. But guys, I couldn't help but dig Malcolm McDowell as the character. With the time settings, we actually get to see two different versions of the character. A younger rock star version, and an older, wiser version. I actually think that's a pretty cool take on the character. As far as the trio of girls, Lori, Linda, and Annie go, I actually thought they were real girls. Scout Taylor Compton isn't Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's probably never gonna be. But I think she did a pretty good job playing our hero. I could have had a little bit less screaming in the third act, though. Linda is totally in this movie, guys. She's totally there. Can I get a hallelujah for Danielle Harris? Rob Zombie, from the bottom of my heart, I love you. If you have a good struggle in a horror movie, you got this guy hooked. As much as this pains me to say, I think that this film right here has some of the best shaky cam I've ever seen. I know, guys, I'm not the biggest fan of shaky cam, but when it's done right, it can add a whole new level of intensity. Speaking of intensity, Michael Myers is a brute force of nature. He's huge as hell and quick as a cat. Every time I watch this movie, guys, I always think about how awesome a fight between Maine's Michael Myers and Derek Mears' Jason Voorhees would be. Come on, you gotta admit, that would be awesome. Let's move on to Halloween 2. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 stars Scout Taylor Compton, Malcolm McDowell, Danielle Harris, Brad Dourif, Sherry Moon Zombie, and once again, Tyler Mane. Don't worry, guys, there's no backstory for the first 30 minutes of this one. I think we get about 5 minutes tops. If I didn't tell you how brutal the opening of this film is, I would be doing you a disservice as a movie reviewer. The sheer brutality of this opening act is severe. We are thrown right back into the madness which was Halloween. We see Michael Myers tracking down Laurie Strode to the hospital that she's recovering from his attack in. Michael promptly and brutally, by the way, cleans house. Then we get to see that this was a dream sequence. Hold up. Don't freak out. It's not a spoiler. This is actually a crucial scene. If you see this dream sequence as it's meant to be seen, the rest of the film holds so much more weight. Put yourself in Laurie Strode's shoes for a minute. If you've been through everything that this character's been through so far, don't you think that you would be suffering from crippling nightmares as well? Laurie isn't the only character that has issues though. Along with Laurie, Annie, Sheriff Brackett, and Dr. Loomis all return for the sequel. But since we're talking about Dr. Loomis, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but Dr. Loomis, played by Malcolm McDowell, the only character that I really loved in the first one, is a complete douchebag in this film. He's a completely different character. I really can't go much further into it without spoiling things for you guys, so you're gonna have to go watch it for yourself. Going back to Annie, played once again by Danielle Harris, I really love that she makes a return in this sequel for one reason. No, it's not because she's hot. But seriously guys, that's not the reason. Laurie isn't the only victim of Michael Myers. Although Annie doesn't connect to Michael like Laurie does, the scars of the first film are still there physically and mentally. Can we talk about Sherry Moon Zombie as Ghost Lady for a second? I'll admit it. It's weird. It's one of the strangest parts of the film. But if you look at this movie as a psychological thriller, it makes way more sense. Maybe I spoke a little too soon about the shaky cam. We need the subtle shaky cam that we got in Halloween. That stuff is what works. No jumping all over the place, not having any idea what's going on. I'm looking at you, strip club scene. You. Yeah, Rob Zombie, you're better than this. I know you are. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the hate. Because guys, I have to give Rob Zombie's Halloween and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 Metal Claws. In Rob Zombie's Halloween, we got an updated version of a classic slasher film with a badass new version of Michael Myers. In Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, we got a brutal psychological thriller that is truly Rob Zombie's vision in its purest form. Alright guys, that has been my review of Rob Zombie's Halloween and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. What did you think? Let me know down in the comments down below. If you like this From the Shelf Horror Remake review, don't forget guys, I'm right in the middle of 7 days. The next one I have for you is Prom Night. If you have not yet, please go over and check out the Metal Claw podcast with me and my boy Tim from the Late Reviews. We have a really good time talking about metal. We have some awesome episodes up right now, and we're getting ready to drop our first film commentary. We did Deathgasm. It is a fun New Zealand horror comedy, and I hope you guys watch along with us. Make sure you guys go over and check out my Facebook group, Blu-Tube videos. There's a whole bunch of awesome guys over there with some kick-ass content. I'm actually thinking of doing something pretty special with that page, so now is the time to join. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LetterBoxed because you know I have them. But most importantly, guys, this has been Zack versus the Blu-ray Mountain. Stay metal, my friends.